Okay, all right. Let's go with just some knee raises, like just walk in place. Actually, that's what it is. Nothing much. So move your arms as well and just get all the limbs moving. It's like a big march, high knees, but not really too heavy to start with. It's always after, like, I had a really super laid back weekend physically as well. I think I did only like one 90-minute walk and the rest was like super chill, doing nothing. And now in Monday morning when I wake up, I'm like, oh, like I really feel like if I haven't been moving for 2 days, knees are getting a bit cranky. So the more I keep doing this kind of thing, it doesn't need to be squats or anything else, but just keep moving. I feel that I really keep my joints better oiled, if you will. Hi, Laura. Welcome to the group. We are marching. If you close your eyes, you can march wherever in the world you like. So I think we're all in a sunny place at the moment because it definitely ain't Seattle. And I hope you guys are not flying anywhere this week. I just saw the news. Whew. Some people are not getting it. It's the busiest time since March that people are flying. It's just crazy. All right, we're gonna go side to side. Side, little stretch, shuffle, stretch, shuffle, stretch. And if you wanna go lower, if you wanna go faster, up to you. Like I just was talking about my knees, they're a little bit cranky after a slow weekend, so I don't wanna go low at all. I just keep it really, just make sure that they warm up well. And then when all that crankiness is gone, then I can start speed up a little bit. Back to the middle, little shake again, and butt kicks. Lift your heels close to your bum. Let your arms coordinate the movement as well to keep all the limbs moving. Get the heart rate up a little bit here. And then we're gonna go 4 lunges in place. So you alternate, so you jump into lunge 1, 2, 3, 4, and back to butt kicks. Lunges, 1, 2, 3, 4, butt kicks. And then when you go into that lunge, again, try to drop the back knee close to the floor. 2, 3, 4, knee raise. Bringing your feet, legs forward, knees about parallel with your hip. And 4 lunges again. 2, 3, 4. Butt kicks. And slow down a little bit, shake your legs. Couple of squats before we go to stretching. Wide stance and half squat, low pace. 1, 2, 3. Keep your upper body nice and strong. Head up, chest up, or chest out. So really touch the seat with your bum. Good. Okay, shake your legs a little bit. Let's get a little leg stretch before we go into the upper body. Grab your right ankle with 1 or 2 hands and bring your heel close to your bum, and try to bring your hip forward, and at the same time lift your leg after finding balance, obviously. If you want to add a little balance element, you can start leaning forward. Bit of a challenge, at least for me. And then switch the leg. After a little shake, grab the other side and bring your knees close to one another, hip forward. And if you like, again, here you can go into this scale position. Okay, and shake it off. Okay, outer hip, one ankle above the other knee. Well, never will be two ankles. So let's just say right ankle over the left knee. Sounds more logical. Also, a lot of these balance yoga kind of exercises, also you feel here that if you move your upper body a little bit, try to go a little bit more straight, or a little bit lower, or both, you really work with more muscles at the same time. So often with the upper body, if you try to get it more straight while balancing yourself, you really work harder with your core. So that's a good thing to be aware of. Okay, shake it off and switch to the other side. And slowly first finding the balance. If you feel like you want to use a chair or wall to balance yourself, that's fine. Once you find it, also what really helps is find a really good target point to look at to get into that balance position. All right, slowly come up. Shake that leg as well. Okay, let's go to forward bend. And first is letting your upper body lean forward and hang really loose. Focus on your shoulders, try to get them really loose together with your arms, knuckles on the floor. Getting that stretch into your hamstrings and lower back. Sometimes you feel it in your shoulders as well. And what I like to do sometimes here when I'm hanging a bit longer, I'm just moving my upper body slightly to the left and to the right. And I get a little bit more different areas in my lower back. Kind of like those cables that go from your lower back. At least they feel like they're cables. Kind of like through your glute into your hamstring. It's just like, it's not really a muscle that you per se stretch, but it just feels like you get those tendencies and then the ligaments, whatever is in there, you feel like everything stretches really nice. Okay. I don't know how much you hear my background music. I'm sorry about this. It's some sort of hard rock station. I hope it's not bothering you guys too much. Okay, so if you have shoulder issues, we are going into a plank, walking our hands into a plank. So you don't have to walk your hands, you can just go on your knees. And what you can do here, let's see, different things you can do. Perhaps you can still kind of do a chest opener with not putting a lot of weight on your hand. So you're not really leaning on that one arm, but you're more leaning on your knee. And then you do a chest opener like this. You try to get that stretch through your chest from one arm to another. So hopefully that is not too strenuous for your shoulder. For the ones that don't have shoulder issues, from the plank. So now we are in a full plank, so knees are off the floor, and we go into side plank. And here also, you can try out, if you move your arm further out, like forward, it might actually provide you with better balance and less stress on the shoulder. So the angle is a bit different. And if the arm is closer to the body, it's a bit heavier on the shoulder. So Try out what feels good for you, and then stretch out the free arm so you get into this crucifix T position. And just stay here for a sec. And obviously when your knees are on the floor, or one knee is on the floor, it's less tough on your shoulder. So you really try to move that top arm back so it stretches your shoulder and your chest. And then slowly go via plank into the other side. So same thing. Less shoulder pressure, knee on the floor. If your shoulder is having it, able to take it, then have the regular position. And again, your top arm is slowly going more and more backwards so you can get more stretch into the shoulders and your chest. Okay, slowly come back. So go back to plank and walk your hands back into that forward bend where we started with, and lift one heel at a time. So you're still stretching your glutes, your lower back, your hamstrings. One leg is extended each time. So walking in place. All right, come up and put your hands behind your back, just above your glutes, and look up and lean backwards with a little bit soft knee. Lift your chest, or lift your chin up as well. Try to bring your shoulders back and your elbows close to one another, so you get a full full stretch on your front side of your upper body. Couple of deep breaths here. Good. Okay. To rotate your shoulders a little bit, to get a little bit flexibility in there. Let's grab the racket and start with the 90-degree angle in the arms first, and going from one side to another. So remember, when you push into the racket, it's for the opposite side shoulder stretch, and then exhale when you do it. Look over your shoulder while you push into the racket. Inhale in the middle. Exhale on the other side. If you like to keep the stretch longer, that's okay. So you just inhale, exhale twice. Try to keep your elbows close to the body. Good. Okay, now we're going to grab the racket a little bit tighter so we can move it around with more pull and more push. Put it above your head and extend those arms again, and then start going from side to side. And while you exhale, you push into the racket, or you pull it down with the lower. Good. Okay, let's start making rotational movements above the head. So arms straight up, lift your shoulders up, and big circles. So you're moving with the rotation a little bit with the whole body. Well, your feet are standing still, but everything else is kind of going with the wind, with the movement. So you need to balance yourself. Your leg muscles are working here just to keep you not from falling. The bigger the movement, the more challenging it is for your balance. And switch direction. So when you go to the side, try to really extend that stretch here. So lift that arm up and try to get the shoulder up as much as you can. Let's go back and front with the racket a couple of times, as if somebody pulls the racket and then you go back overhead. Really getting those shoulders warmed up. Okay, slowly drop the racket down. Okay, you're feeling ready to start moving a little bit more. Traditionally, a little wrist rotation, of course, both directions. If not for the squats, it's just, we'll do a lot of floor exercises, so we need to get those wrists nice and flexible and awake. Little extension of the forearm muscles as well. Both sides, inside, outside. Just a couple of stretches to make sure everything is awake. Okay, good. Let's have a sip of water. I hope your bodies are warmed up and flexible for the start. We're gonna go. Okay, we got a lot to cover. So let's start with the back core today. If you have limited space, it pretty much means that you're moving on a straight line, shuffling sideways, hopefully having enough space to step in for your corner movement and then coming back. So it's kind of L-shaped movement that you have. If you have more space, then you do it with a longer distance. And the less space you have, obviously, the less you move. That's kind of logical, isn't it? But what I want you to focus on, even with less space, is that there is that rotation. So you start like this, you shuffle, so you turn with that racket trap on the backhand, and you step in. Whether it's only 1 or 2 steps, having that little L shape is the point that we are practicing here. Also, what I want you to focus on is that when you start hitting the ball, there is clear weight shifting and movement with your upper body. So clear lunge to hit that ball. So we work on the lower part of the body a lot here. So the shot is low. You hit the ball that is only a couple of inches off the floor. Okay, so we work on form more than technique at the moment. All right, everybody ready? And medium pace, so don't hurry with this one. Just getting that low lunge in there. And go. So really when you hit that shot, your leg is in about 90-degree angle. Well, that's a little bit over exaggeration, but I really want you to have that racket close to the floor. So it's a strong movement for your front leg. So working hard with those thigh glute muscles when you hit that shot. If you like, you can already start making that lunge longer. So it's more of a jump into the corner, but that's not necessary at the moment. We just work on the form, getting good balance, strong position to hit a good rail from the backhand, back corner. So really work on that feeling that when you swing, your front foot is really drilled into the floor. You feel it deep in there. It's really strong hold, great balance. Allows you to put a lot of weight on the shot and use a bigger, fast swing without losing your balance. And then we switch the side. So exactly the same on the other side. So I'm gonna go shuffle, step in, try to keep the low position again. So really work on that weight shifting here as well. And go. So think about your form. Feel that work that the front leg is doing when you lunge. Upper body is leaning forward. And obviously it's about the rhythm as well. Combining the movement and the swing, seamlessly working together. Weight shifting and swing. Weight shifting and swing. It's one nice, complete movement. And you know how when you see top players, but it's also amateur players, but obviously with top players, it's good to watch them because your brain learns from watching as well. And you see that idea of movement, idea of timing, flow in there, whether you go slow or whether you go fast. And we got another 10 seconds. Okay, straight to the next one. So now combining the sides, the back corners. So we get a bit of a V form in the movement, depending on space again. So it might be that you have to go in a straight line. So one time you go this way, step in, you come back, and the other one you go here. So if you have space, you spread it. If you don't, you stay more compact. So same as we just did, a little bit more intensity, and intensity in a couple of things. So one, when you hit the ball, I want you to kind of lead with your upper body stronger. So you're kind of like lunging and jumping into the ball, getting it more and more here instead of being like on thin ice and ready to step back. So you really want to get your foot into the floor, try to go through the floor. And that way you can use more power for your swing. And the other thing that I want you to focus on when you come back, the light-footed switch on the tee point. So heavy here, the light switch on the tee, and then heavy here. So you get like two opposite focus points. Really heavy on the floor, really light on the floor. Okay, ready? And now a little bit faster. So 90 seconds, go. So emphasizing that body weight when you hit the ball, but then being a light feather on the tee point. Focus on the difference. Light, heavy. Light, heavy. When you hit the ball, your control often means good floor contact. You want to have that heavy weight shifting. Can put a lot of pressure on the shot. Swing fast without losing balance, without losing control. Light, light. So it's a lot of toes, dancing on the toes in the middle, and heavy when you swing. Keep going. Okay, so really short break in between. And now we do the same as we just did, same pattern, same focus point. And we try to add another 20, 25% intensity in there. So it doesn't necessarily always mean speed, because when you start adding speed that much, it becomes really hasty. I'm looking at adding intensity. So what I try to improve here is, instead of hitting the ball like this, I try to go like that. So I try to really work with my body 100% for every shot. So body weight shifts strongly. It's going low. It's really well balanced. Good follow through, and then really light footwork. So not necessarily faster, more intense. Okay, we're gonna go 90 seconds with this one. Ready? And go. And intense hitting. Using your body weight, staying low when you hit the ball. Very light on the toes of the feet. Looking good, guys. Nice and relaxed arm. There's no counterweight, there's no ball. Just keep your arm relaxed. But swing through. Don't stop the swing. 20 seconds. Keep the pace. Go low on the shot. Be aggressive, intense, purposeful. Ooh. Big grown rally. Come on. And all right, good job. Sip of water is allowed. Okay, let's get the racket. Put the racket on the side for a sec. And so next one, Laura, let's see. There are some exercises that will be very shoulder specific and heavy. I do have alternatives. They don't always go hand in hand 100%, like, okay, it's the same idea, but you know, it's a different move, but it often involves core one way or another. So I will show you every time when we do something shoulder heavy, give you some alternative there. And obviously for anybody else who doesn't like to work on the shoulders too much or can't, that's probably the reason mostly. Okay, so let's start from 0. So we're gonna go 45 seconds each. And we have about 11, 12 movements. And there's a little break in between, which is about when I try to explain the next one or the alternative. So there's about 15-second break. Okay, we're gonna start with squat jumps, meaning that you keep your body nice and straight, your upper body, and you come airborne every jump. Okay, remember to keep your core tight, 45 seconds, and go. If you like, make it less static, you can use your arms to help that vertical movement. Keep going. I have to check what's that. Okay, yeah, all right, keep going. Okay, good. Jumping. All right. High knees or knee raise. If you want to add some shoulder work, you can keep punching. Keep your arms up, hard for the core. Up to you. Woo. So next one, after this one, we're gonna do half burpee, which is leaning on your arms. If you feel it's tough for your shoulders, I suggest that it's gonna be without arms. So you're just doing So very similar to squat jump. Or you can go really slow. I'll show you in a second. Let's go. We got a little bit more time. High knees. Sorry, guys. So half burpee is without going up. So you're down all the time. Optional with the push-up. So either you do this, or you go down, or every third is a push-up, depending on what you want to do. If you don't want to go with the arms at all, or you could do this, Flora. This might be okay for shoulders. Just stepping in slowly. Or just keep going here. Okay, here we go. So burpee coming up. Plank, push up, coming up. Plank, push up, coming up. Good, keep going. Got 10 seconds to go. See. Okay, on your back and arms straight forward, 45-degree angle, legs up, and outside of your legs, try to reach your ankles. So your shoulder blades are off the floor at all times. Keep going. Whew. Toe touch. I think it's a great name for this. I don't think anybody can touch the toes here unless you have very, very long arms. I'm coming halfway of my shit. So important is that you keep that crunch there. You don't go all the way down to a relaxed mode. You keep that pressure on your abs. Almost there, guys. Keep going. Okay, so the next one is a low plank, high plank. Alternative is the dead bug, and dead bug is like this. So you're lying on your flat on your back, arms and legs straight up, like a dead bug. Opposite arm, opposite leg slowly goes down, doesn't hit the floor, comes back, and you switch. A lot of coordination, as you can see. All right, that's the alternative. Otherwise, it's elbow plank, straight arm plank, go. We're coming up and going down. When you lift yourself up from that elbow plank, make sure you alternate, at least every now and then. One time you start with right arm, the other time you start with the left one. The faster you go, the heavier it gets. Keep going, guys, keep going. Doing good. I'm checking out the next one. We got a skating jump coming. 5 more seconds. And come up. Next one is the skating jump. And optional is the toe touch. So you jump, touch the toe. Try to make it nice and wide. The lower your bum stays, the lower your upper body stays, and the wider you jump, the heavier this is. Good. Okay, we move to alternate lunge. So you're having a lunge position. Jump in place, switch in place, and go. Back knee should be close to the floor. Make sure the weight stays in the middle. So your back leg, front leg work equally hard. So you're not stepping forward as you would when you pick up a ball. Keep going. Back knee low. Think about the form of your upper body. Nice and straight. Starts to burn the legs now. A little bit. Whew. Whew. All right, we're gonna go back on the floor. So this one is another side plank on the elbow now. And if you feel like it's still shoulder heavy, you can go into C curve, which is crunch position, arms up here, and keeping it. Isometric, static position. That's an alternative. Otherwise, it's on your elbow, like this, lying on the beach, but then a little bit more stiff. So upper body, nice and straight. The whole body, actually. You can keep your feet one above the other or one after one another. So it's up to you. Make sure the elbow stays underneath your shoulder so there's a good balance and it doesn't put too much direct weight on the shoulder. Upper arm can lie on your side, or you can bring it up for balance, whatever you like to do with it. Make sure your hip is not dropping. It's really about you lifting that hip up. Woo. Pretty heavy, pretty heavy. And release. Go to the other side. We have a couple of seconds break. And getting ready on the other arm, other elbow. And go. Remember again, feeling that your elbow is directly under your shoulder. And really focus on that hip. Feel like, can you lift it higher? If you can, do it. Really engages the core muscles on the side really, really well. Nice and tight. Got another 10 seconds coming. Whew. All right, come down, go on your bum, so sit down for just for a while. So this is the open plank or straight bridge, whatever you want to call it. Body is as straight as it comes. You lean on your arms and your fingers are pointing, your hands are pointing towards where your nose is pointing. So you lift your hips up and as much as you can to keep your shoulders down, your head up and hold. All right, here we go. So this one might be the tough for the shoulders. Let's see, did I give you an alternative here? Oh yeah, alternative, sorry. Laura, if you want an alternative, you can go hip raise like this. So you keep your shoulders on the floor and only lift your hips like that. So that would be alternative to this, because this one is the tough one for your shoulders. So either way. Really focusing on, again, that hip area, getting it as high as you can. When you think like you're at the maximum, very often if you really try, you can go a bit higher with your hips as well. So really try to lift them up. Ooh, and slowly come down. Good job. Okay, we're gonna turn around back to the basic plank position and we're doing reptiles. And if you feel like, okay, it's too heavy for the shoulders, then I suggest that you go back on the on your bum, lying down, and you can do abs different ways, lifting your legs up, or doing what you just did, the hip raise. So one of those would be alternative. Otherwise, we're going to go into reptile. So plank position, and remember when we go cross, so the knee goes to the opposite wrist. Stand wider for those. So we're going to go right knee to left wrist, left knee, right wrist. So this is wide stance. 3, 4. Then you stand wide, narrow with your feet in the middle. You go straight, 2, 3, 4. Wide stance, cross, 1, 2, 3, 4. Narrow, knee to elbow, 2, 3, 4. Wide and cross, 1, 2, 3, 4. Straight, 1, 2, 3, 4. Last round, cross, 1, 2, 3, 4. Knee to elbow, 1, 2, 3, 4. And come up, toe jumps, and go. High ones, big ones. You have a 1-minute break after this one. Keep going. High in the air. Make sure your feet come off the floor. Arms up. Bum down. Try not to do it too much from your back. More from your glutes. Nice. Let's go a little bit. Almost there anyway. All right. Little break. 1 minute. Good job so far. So in between a couple of fast squash footwork exercises, and then we speed up this circuit a little bit. Okay. Well, you're still enjoying your break. So next one, again, it's the quick switch. The legs are a little bit heavy now, so it's good to push them. So we're gonna go open, traditional, open, traditional. So I start on my backhand, open, key point, touch, traditional, turn. Oh, sorry, I go open here, touch, traditional, open, touch, traditional. So 2 shots each side, pace as high as you can bring it, position, movement as slow as you can have it. So try not to come up to a standard straight position at all. Everything happens, let's say, a couple of feet from the floor. Okay, 1 minute, full speed, guys. 2 shots, open stance, traditional on both sides, ready, and go. Quick switches. When one foot is coming back, the other one's already going. Flying change. So it's easier to do that when your upper body stays low between the shots. 1, 2, 1, 2. 20 seconds, guys. Keep going. And time. So when you come back from that first shot here, you don't come back up here. So you go straight, 1, 2. So it's when the legs switch, upper body stays. So that keeps your pace high. Okay, we're gonna repeat it. Ready? Whew. I'm not sure if I'm ready. Let's see. Okay, 1 more minute. 2 shots each side. Fast and low, fast and low. Ready? Go. Quick and low, quick and low. Stay low, stay quick. Push through, guys. Quick feet, 15 seconds. Come on. Quick step, turn, step, turn. Time. Good job. Nice push, guys. Nice push. Hey. Okay, little break. Let me catch my breath. Okay, so the coming circuit, you know what's happening. We're not gonna go with breaks. We just go through it. I hope the alternatives are plenty and clear enough and working. And if not, then we'll talk about that in a second. So in a couple of seconds, we're gonna start with squat jumps. Obviously, you decide. The heavy ones are the ones going down here, up there. Easier ones, really up to you. Or start heavy, go at the end slower, or the other way around. Just make sure that you can work another 10 minutes. All right, ready? Squat jumps. And go. Really try to get that jump also out of your calves. So you feel like you're using your toes when you push off the floor, not only your upper legs. Get ready for high knees. We have a couple of seconds. All right, little shake and high knees. Good, good. Everybody's with me. Woo! We can do this. I can smell, not see, I can smell the finishing line. It's the smell of roses and fresh air. It's a good smell. Okay, half burpee, guys. On the floor. And optional push-up. Come up. Hi. Oh, sorry. Go down. I forgot we have abs coming up. Well, nothing wrong with lying down. Legs up, toe touch. Go. Keep the tension. So your movement is only a couple of inches. You don't go down. Your shoulder blades off the floor. Good way to try to catch your breath here for the upcoming ones. Okay. Low plank, high plank, or dead bug. Up to you. Ready? Go. Oh, 10 seconds, guys. Low plank, high plank. Low plank, high plank. Woo! Come on. Let's not give up yet. Woo. Skating jump. Side to side. Try to get to your toes.